Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here today with our brand new Mindset and Motivation Monday. So good to have you here today. We're going to be going over one of the most brilliant sayings that I've ever heard from Dr. Bruce Lipton. Now, I've had many virtual-based mentors over the years. One of the people that I've loved to listen to, learn from, and study back in the day was Dr. Bruce Lipton. I've talked about his book before. It's a really simple, easy to read, approachable book that anybody can check out. It's called The Biology of Belief. We can certainly link it up today at stephencabral.com/2719, of course, with the 3 big takeaways for the show. But he said this quote that I hopefully will translate properly and it will come through correctly to you. And that is, worrying is praying for what you don't want. And I want to break that down today, but I also want to repeat it one more time so that you can see if you can kind of pick out the gem that it is right away. Worrying is praying for what you don't want. And I want to share that with you. I shared it with my daughters the other night. It was the first time I've heard it. And again, I've heard Dr. Lipton speak many, many times. I've read his books, all of that. But the reason that I wanted to share that with them, and the reason why, of course, I want to make a whole podcast out of it, is that what we focus on in life is what grows. So there is this thing called, the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of frequency. Some people believe in it, some people don't. What I like to break it down to is the actual science behind it so that you don't necessarily need to believe in, is this thing real or not real? We are vibrational-based beings. We are energetic-based entities. The vast majority, meaning 99+% of our body, is moving space. I mean, that's really what it is. It is vibrating electrons and molecules and quarks and atoms. And what we do is we actually tune into that of which we are. And that I say which we are is because what we are thinking about, what we are focused on, is what allows us to see the world around us. So think about this. If you're always in a state of worry and anxiety, you're in a state of safety, right? You're trying to focus on staying alive. You're worried that something bad's going to happen to you. So what are you looking for more of? Well, you're looking for things that could harm you, right? So it's not necessarily that you're looking to be harmed. It's you are more focused on what could go wrong. Now, what's the opposite of that then? If you're focused on what could go wrong, well, you're looking for those things. You might be what's called vibrating with those things, bringing that into your life. Now, some people believe that, some people don't. I think you could actually break down quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and actually show how a like frequency, worry, may attract other things that are worrisome to that person. Now, they may not be asking to get in the car accident or a health issue or whatever it might be, financial-based issue, is they are worried about things, negative things, and those negative things could come into their life. There's no doubt about it. But I have another way of looking at it that I want to share with you here today. If you're in a state of worry, a state of anxiety, a state of what could go wrong, what are you not in a state of? Well, you're not in a state of what could go right. You're not in a state of what your potential is. You're not in the state of building your dreams, your hopes, your wants, your goals. And so it's another way of looking at it that the more time that you spend in your life in a state of worry, you're not focusing on what you want to create your life to be. And that has dramatic implications because those people who write down their goals, put up a photo of it, an image of it, they visualize it, they think about it, they're simply more prone to doing what? Well, finding solutions to the thing that they want, right? They're saying, well, I want to have a better career. Okay, if you're focused on visualizing the career of your dreams, you're going to eventually, it's going to pop into your mind. You're going to see it somewhere. You're going to read about it, right? Because you're focused on it. That's a big part of this, right? It's always in front of us. It's just, what are we focused on? And you end up reading the article, meeting the person, going to the event, whatever it might be, that gives you the information, the knowledge to then do what? Take action. So it absolutely always goes back to the be, do, get, right? So the get is the positive or negative thing that you are seeking in your life. And you might never be seeking a negative thing, but I'm telling you right now, if it's what you're focused on and you're thinking about, in a way, you are seeking it. I know that you don't want it. What I'm saying is you're focused on it. You're creating a vibrational based attraction. The do part is the actions that you take, right? So someone that's going after their dreams, their actions are just vastly different than those people that are playing defense, that are just worried about nothing bad happening. Well, if you're always worried about nothing bad happening, you're not doing the opposite, which is going after the dreams. So who are you being, right? If we work in reverse, because sometimes it's simply easier to work in reverse. So you're being a person that's always worried, or you're being a person that's being proactive, going after their dreams, understanding that there will always be obstacles and challenges in life, because that is life, right? That is, no matter what level we attain. I just talked about this on social media the other day, is that life will always present problems to you. That's just the way that it is. Like, that's the way life is. So what happens is, the difference is you have different problems on the way to greater goals. But there's simply always going to be challenges, issues. You can call them problems, but you can also look at it a different way, that they're simply learning experiences, different ways to grow, different ways to overcome it to achieve even higher levels of the life that you want. And no one can tell you what it is that the life that you want should be. It's simply what you choose it to be, what you'd like it to be, and then you're always going after that. And the going after it is actually what we refer to then as the journey. So you will get to a point, there's no doubt in my mind, everybody does, if you stick with it long enough, you get to a point where you realize, oh, okay, I'm always going to set bigger goals for myself. I thought once I achieved this, I was going to be good, I was going to be happy, everything was, grand and all that. Okay, well, here's the thing. It's not that you're not happy. You are happy, but you realize that a lot of the happiness is actually in the action. It's in the doing. It's not so much the getting. Once you get to a place of being able to be self-sufficient and having when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and if you don't know what that is, I'm going to link that up today at episode 2719. You absolutely need to know what Maslow's hierarchy of needs is. But once you've gotten through basic necessities and you're moving more up to like the creativity part, and maybe touches, right, of enlightenment, what happens is this. You realize, oh, we're human beings, right? We're meant to be and do and then work towards getting whatever it is. Not always material-based things. It's just not. But what it is it is a journey. And so although you set new goals, the goal is no longer as important as the actual doing and being throughout your life, because we all have to do something with our life. So then when we realize that, and then we also couple that with realizing that there will always be challenges and obstacles because we're simply creating bigger goals for ourselves, then we realize, well, the obstacles and the challenges, they're not something to be pushed to the side or, for the most part, even to be not even wanted. They're there to keep us actually on the journey. And the journey, if we can focus on that, we can say, wow, there's such pleasure in this, that it is challenging at times. Think about raising your kids. Challenging, right? But at the same time, hopefully you can see the benefit and the pleasure in that at the same time. A career is the same exact thing. Anybody who's ever started a new career or started a new company or whatever it might be, you realize that, yeah, there's a lot of escape velocity that you need to get it started. But once it gets going, you're like, oh, I'm seeing progress. This is getting better. And it's like that in any era of your life. So what I implore you to do is almost take a survey of your life right now. On a daily basis, are you worrying about what could go wrong or has gone wrong, right, in your life more than what could go right or has gone right? So I just ask you that. Like, what are you more focused on? When your thoughts come into your head and you're going about your day, is it more worry or is it more pleasure thinking about the future of what you could create or what you have right now? I mean, that's the best spot to be, right? If you can focus on gratitude And you can focus on perspective about your life, saying like, yeah, I don't have everything that I want right now. However, look at everything that I have been able to achieve. Look at everything that I have been given, however you want to look at it, and how much gratitude you have for that. When you can start to look at life that way, life changes, because now you're focused on all the things that you do have instead of all the things that you don't have. You're focused on, well, life could be worse, rather than worried about how much worse it could get, because you've been through so much already and you are here, right? Life always does seem to work out. You're here right now. You've gone through so much. There's no doubt about that. I have no doubt in my mind that you've overcome other obstacles and challenges in your life. So if you're worried about a particular outcome of a worrisome thought right now, why do you believe that it won't work out when most likely most things in your life have worked out to this point, especially if you've had something to do with it, right? If you're able to do something about it, if you're able to take action, if you see that there is a positive outcome and you can work towards that, why wouldn't we focus on that instead? We can't control everything in life, but we can at least control our actions. And to an extent, we can control our thoughts because we can begin to reframe them. So if you are worried about your job or relationship, or it's your health or body, okay, I get it. Like, there are a lot of things in life to be worried about. But think about what you're worrying about, and then think about what could be done in order to supersede that or circumnavigate it or overcome it, or just not even have it be a real virtual possibility, because you've done so much in order for the positive outcome to come about. And if the negative ever does come into your life, you just say, okay, but I've already prepared for this. I already understand it. I know about it. I've studied it. Here's how I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to, get the help from a coach, from another practitioner, from whatever it might be. And most likely, this is what I always say, most likely whatever problem you're dealing with has been dealt with before in all of human mankind. So if someone's already dealt with it and they've already gone through it, what's their perspective? How did they overcome it? What do they focus on? What are the steps? What's the blueprint? What's the protocol? What's the plan? Someone like myself, I can help provide the health plan, the health protocol, the anti-aging, whatever it might be, but I'm not going to provide you with the financial plan, the relationship plan, the spirituality-based plan. I can navigate you, I can help push you in that general direction, but I'm telling you right now that there's an expert in their field or in that field and even that niche that's going to be able to break down the steps for you. It's either going to be in a book, online through video, a podcast, free or paid that you might invest in. It's whatever works for you. But I'm telling you right now, if there's a worry, there's a solution. So let's start focusing on the solution instead of the same thoughts swirling through your head day after day. Why? Is it going to be a different worry? It's the same worry over and over. And we get caught in this loop. So instead of being caught in the loop, we need to stop the cycle at some point. The best way that I've found to stop the cycle is to take action, because we can't always change the thoughts, right? So if we can't change the thoughts, what do we need to do? Short circuit the thoughts with putting an action in its place that would then reduce the worry, right? So action reduces anxiety. Action thwarts worry. That's what it does. Because you say, okay, I'm worried about this, like insert whatever you're worried about, right? I'm worried about aging. I'm worried about my health. Okay, start to take a course, read a book, work with a practitioner, run your labs, do all the things that you might be worried about and say, oh, I'm actually healthy in all these different areas except this one. Well, if you're healthy in all the areas and then there's one thing you need to work on, let's say it's heavy metals, no big deal. You'll start to then do what? A heavy metal detox protocol. You might start using a sauna, infrared sauna. Like, you might start doing those things. And what does that do? Helps to remove those heavy metals. So then you run your labs again and you're good there. So now, yeah, you might have the worry or whatever it is, but like you say, no, that worry is now unfounded because I'm doing the things that a healthy person does in order to be able to live a long, healthy life. And that if that's what it takes, then that's what you're going to do. So always focus on what you want life to be. And if you're not there yet, what are the steps that you need to take in order to get there? And one of the reasons that I found that to be the most helpful is that it takes the emotion out of the equation. We're all emotional-based beings, some more emotional than others. That's kind of part of our wiring or part of our bringing up of nature versus nurture, etc. But the truth is this, action doesn't have to have emotion behind it. You can simply say, the people that were able to achieve what I wanted to achieve typically did these things. And then it's your job to say, okay, I now am going to start to do these things as well. And the likelihood of me achieving what I want to, if I do these things, is very high, because that's what's been proven over the years. And then you start to take the actions. Now, the amazing thing, what happens is, as you begin to move your feet, as the Amish say, right? As you pray, move your feet, which I love. I mean, it's one of my other famous, and not my famous sayings, but one of my other favorite quotes of a famous saying to quote. And the reason why I love that is that, yes, ask God, ask the universe for what it is that you want. Absolutely do that. You should. But at the same time, do your part, right? So work with the vibration of nature, the frequency of nature, all of those things. I love that. But at the same time, put in the work, do the action, take your part. But by doing the action, it's going to start to change your thoughts. And the way that it does that is you start to become the person who is doing the doing, right? That is about to get what they receive, that they want to receive. And that's because you're taking the steps. If you're taking the steps, you can see how you would then be worthy of achieving the life that you want. So then that starts to do what? Change your thoughts. And it changes your thoughts because you're no longer a person just sitting back, allowing life to happen to you. You're going out there as an active participant in life, making life happen, shaping life in a way that's more suitable to you, that's hopefully of service to others as well. But at the same time, why can't it be of service to you? Be of service to you. Help yourself out. I've always found that if I'm able to fill up my cup, I have more to pour out to others. So there's nothing wrong with filling up your own cup. There isn't, right? If you never pour it out to others, well, you can't refill it back up as well. So do that, but work on you. If you're stronger, more confident, you have more in life, you can give more. So it's another way of looking at it too. Even if you don't feel deserving or worthy quite yet, think about this. The more that you can accumulate in all areas of your life, the more that you can teach, the more that you can give, the more that you can do for charity, your community, your culture, your family. So be, do, and get more out of life. And we're going to do that by what we focus on. That's how it starts. Focus on more of what could go right, more of your potential in life, rather than worrying about what could go wrong. Hopefully today's show is helpful. I always appreciate you tuning in to these Mindset and Motivation Mondays. Do feel free to share the show with anyone you believe it could serve. And for more on Dr. Bruce Lipton's writings, his books, or other takeaways like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, head on over to StephenCabral.com/2719. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing rest of the week. Before you go, I wanted to ask you this question. What if I could teach you in just a couple of hours how to transform your thyroid, hormones, adrenal, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight loss, energy, mood, brain, pregnancy, anti-aging, or many other health-related issues? After 20 years in private practice, after seeing and overseeing 250,000 client appointments, I sincerely feel I have the real-world data and have found the answer you've been searching for. So what I've done is spent hundreds of hours of my own time refining what you need to know in order to uncover your underlying root cause health issues and then begin to rebalance the body and bring it back to a state of robust health and wellness. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do in my private practice so you can understand how you got here and now what you need to do in order to heal. You'll receive all of the important success checklists, protocols, and even ways to customize it to make the program fit your busy life. And you'll get all of this at a fraction of the price. Let me save you the time, money, energy, stress, and frustration of not knowing what to do next. Instead of reading dozens of books on the topic and seeing multiple practitioners, I will condense everything that you need to know in just a few hours of video tutorials that you can watch and listen to anywhere. Together, we will make this healing process an enjoyable one that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I wish you all of the best of health and happiness, and I hope to be able to guide you on your healing journey through my Health Results Accelerators. Simply choose the health imbalance you're currently suffering from, and by the end of today, you'll know what went wrong and how to get well again. I guarantee it. For details, head over now to StephenCabral.com www.cabral.com/courses.